feel. Breeze drifting on by. You know how I feel. It's a new dawn. It's a new day. It's a new life for me. Yeah. Turn on your mind now. Tune into the feed. We're planting digital flowers from a single tiny seed. Yeah, power to the collective in the data and the soul. The hive mind's getting louder, finding voice and control.
And here we go.
Welcome to the freak show, the best in town.
What is going on, Hive? I hope everybody had an awesome Friday night. I can tell you we had quite a live last night. As you know, the Friday night streams are a little bit later in the evening. They don't have as much of a structure. It's rather just a live dig. And on Thursday evening, I said, you know what? I want to go ahead and I want to have Dot up on stream, and I'll do it at the drop of the hat. And I can tell you that I did not expect it to be the following night. So if you were in here and you watched that, that was completely off the cuff. I had maybe sent Dot 3 or 4 messages on Discord. Okay. Prior to that, no plan. We were actually supposed to talk this evening off stream first, but they had messaged me that they said, I'll come up. Why not? It's Halloween. And I actually wrote down a statement just because I want to address it. Okay. And I tried to put it into words. I don't want to mess it up. So I said, my final thoughts on Dot are pretty simple. I genuinely think that she believed what she was told, right? Hearing the emotion and what she was sounding like on stream. If you've watched it, it got a little bit emotional. You know, I don't think that sounded like acting. And I think that is somebody who is genuinely feeling real guilt and confusion and is exhausted. The other thing that I want to address is that I don't think that the person who told her those things had Dot's best intentions in mind. There's probably truth mixed in with a lot of manipulation, a lot of narrative, maybe some hearsay. And I don't mean this in a cruel way to Dot, but it's like sometimes it's hard to be skeptical in the beginning, right? You want to run with this. You want to believe it. And it is possible that she got played a little bit. Maybe she was being manipulated as well. And people mistook that as her trying to manipulate others. She was extremely forthcoming with saying, that's my thought was I will act on behalf of this person. Because if I'm just somebody that says, I know a person who said this, I could see the thought process of like, okay, well, where does the credibility come from then? All right. And she came clean. She's like, yeah, that was my mistake. That's where the kind of the emotions came through towards the end of it. My read is that Dot was more of like a pawn than a player, somebody who got caught up in somebody else's narrative and ended up wearing the blame for it. And I just wanted to say, you know, right away in the beginning, that's how I feel. I think there's truth mixed into somebody else's narrative. And like I said, I don't think that the person that was telling Dot these things had the best intentions for Dot. Okay. So I personally believe that it's cleared up and it came right from her. Now, I think a lot of the confusion around Dot was, well, she's, you know, they're lying. They're lying. And that's true. They're lying that they were the person that was actually living there. And that was explained last night. I believe that created a ton of drama around it. And really what it comes down to is it's a person that was told a bunch of stuff right in the beginning of the case that was allegedly living right next to the house. Okay? And that is why I wanted to talk with Dot in the Hive ourselves. I believe that we got a lot of value out of that. I think that it cleared it up. I think now we can actually go back. We can reassess it. Okay, fine. So what did they hear? We now have that little asterisk next to it that is a combination of her theories, their theories, and also, you know, I had said, could you do your best to now say stuff that you remember being told in the beginning that maybe you couldn't or you didn't feel comfortable saying, but now it's out and it's public record. And I think that's what I think Sherlock, good to see you, man. Just hit the nail on the head. Can we trust Dot's source? So I will have the quick cut up of that live today, and it'll just be the interview with Dot. Okay. It's a little bit long of a stream, 3.5 hours. I think it starts the last hour and a half ish, if you want to watch it. But I'll have the quick cut up of that where it'll just be the interview. All right. Now that I got that out of the way, I want to go ahead. I want to say what's up to everybody. Jenny and Detective Mowry's tuning in. Caleb, Dina, Wave, UFO Dog, what up? What up? Fireweed, True to It, Luna, Discord Doll, Wild West, Pink Sky, formerly known as Z. Good to see you. Whoa, Brooke, made it. Court, formerly known as Beck. Yeah, that's exactly right. You know, people still want to think that Dot was there, and she was not, and is very forthcoming in saying that. So I hope that clears up the confusion around the lies. Let's go. Oh, I already said what's up to Wild West. I'll say what's up again, though. Nene, how are you? Sleuther Dare. Bridget, BBB. Growth Renewal. Brian Todd, how are you doing? Tammy Rubich, tuning in for America's Hat. Monique, I know when I just said that too. Tuning in from America's Hat. Mrs. Birdie's driving on her way to lunch. I know the eye roll that I probably just got. Did he just say that? What's up, JR Girl 22? Tara, and hey, can we give a shout out to LA Mike for the banger of a song that he wrote? It wasn't even made for the Hive. And Mike, I owe you emails in general, guys. I haven't had much time to go through my Birdie emails this week. So I'm going to take some time today after I stream and tomorrow on Sunday to get through those. So I also have an extremely potentially, like, I don't want to hype this up too much because I don't want to oversell something. I have an email that if I vet this out and this is real from who these people say they are, it's going to blow people's minds. So I haven't chatted with them. I've only read kind of their like pitch as to why they chose, you know, this channel to reach out to. And man, I hope that it's real. What's up, Big Forehead, Big Dreams? But yeah, LA Mike, you absolutely crushed that song. Where can people type it in the chat where people can go and listen to your music, man? I'll put it up on screen. What's up, Tom? Finally not part of the replay crew. What up, Bobby Buckets? Grandma Grizz, Monique, Woody. Tom's in Norway. I love it. Marianne. What's up, Carrie? Yeah, I'll Bronx Tales. Usually when I'm at the gym finishing up, they're on. So I'll pop in there every now and again and listen to her. What's up, Nene? I think I already said hi to Pink Sky. Wild West says, I got a jet, family stuff today, but Birdie, I got to say you did an outstanding job managing that Dot interview last night. See you, Hive. Have a great Saturday. I hope you have a great Saturday too, Wild West. Thank you so much. Lisser81 says, I mean, Dot did tell you that she has been involved with other true crime cases as well and also pulled shit on other cases. Are you talking about what Dot said referring to Kaylee or themselves? Yeah, my head is spinning from last night. Literally and figuratively. So Ellie Mike says he's on Apple Music. Spotify, YouTube Music, and a bunch of other platforms. Is it LA? No, I think isn't it like Jezin? Like Jezin is the artist's name, if I'm not mistaken. God, this is so good. I know it's a SpongeBob can and I'm a grown-ass man, but this Pineapple Paradise Olipop is fire. Whew. Okay, so Jezin, Jezin. Yeah, go show LA Mike some love. I actually wanted to talk about Devil's Advocate's video. So let me pull this up real quick, and then we're going to be diving into what I want to do is the Hive here today. And actually, before I do this and get too distracted, let me do this. Right now, if this is your first time tuning in, I'm your host, Birdie. Welcome to the Hive Mind. I go live every weeknight at 7 p.m. Central, Monday through Thursday. Fridays, I go live between 8 and 9 in the morning, and then also 9 p.m. Saturdays are sporadic, typically midday, and then Sunday evening, 7 p.m. So pretty much every day, I'm sitting here with you all in the Hive, diving into stuff. We've been going really, really hard on the Idaho for months now. And this is a contrarian thinking live stream. So if you've only seen the Dateline episodes or the Amazon episodes, you've read James Patterson's book, and you're somebody who is easily triggered, or you're rattled, or you're offended on behalf of other people with a situation that has nothing to do with you and your life, and you'd rather just shit on people for asking questions, you're not going to like this. Okay? In the chat, there's no rules. Really, there's no rules. The only thing is you can't troll, don't spam, don't threaten. The mods give you so much leash. Last night was probably the most, quote, timeouts that I've seen them do. I appreciate that from a standpoint of it does help keep me focused, right? So I can't see that many comments. If you guys look kind of down here, this side, where the chat is next to me, that's all I can see on my end. So they fly by quick when there's a lot of people in here at night. So these Saturday streams, they go a little bit slower. But you're not going to ever get banned from the chat. Okay. People are like, you have me blocked. It's like, shut up. We didn't block you. I genuinely think I've kicked 2 people since I've started doing this. One was Jeff H, and I don't even remember who the other person was. Oh, I do actually remember who the other person was. But if you guys could take some like 5 seconds right now, we're only at like 50% likes. Right now, I'm going to pause. We're going to take 10 seconds, okay? Go like this damn live, please. Right now, everybody do it. Because I get when, the chat's firing away, it's not a matter of, it's like you got something to say or you don't want to pay attention, So just hit the like button. I keep all my streams free. I don't charge for anything on any platforms. Please join our Discord. That link is in my YouTube bio. That is the 24/7 off-stream headquarters for the Hive. Somebody says, honk the clown horn. Yeah. Any freeloaders? Just kidding. But no, on a real note, I'm not sitting here trying to explain myself, to anybody for, I guess, reasons. How can I say this? I know that I don't need to defend the amount of effort and the time that I put into this stream, right? I want this to continue on as long as it can. I know there's a lot of people out there that think like us, that want a place where they can come into a chat. There's nothing worse than going into a chat of a live stream and you say one comment and people come at your throat with no ability to reason or just consume what you said and respond to it. That's what we're building here. We are building this. We are an infant on YouTube as the Hive. Shit, we're an infant in general. I'm an infant creator or host. Okay? I've been doing this since the end of March. I'm trying to become the best version of myself when I'm doing this. Okay? I appreciate everybody's feedback. And, like I said, I know there's other people out there that are looking for a spot like this. So please hit that subscribe and that like button. Now, I am going to be diving into Steve G and Brett Norton's texts. Again, this is another one of those things where I said with Dot, I kind of scratched the surface of this over on TikTok. I haven't really looked at Dot or WSU Kim or these text messages since then. I think I had a couple Hive Mind finds about this. I saw Outcast recently posted a video of it, which I'll probably end up using his video. And before I do that, I want to talk about, I saw somebody bring up Devil's Advocates videos. Okay, as you guys know, Devil's Advocates, he's my Monday night guest. He's got a channel. Go show him some love. And he put out a video that is called Proof the DNA was planted to convict Koberger in the Idaho 4. And I got a little ways through it. I tried to call him actually before the stream because I wanted to ask him about a couple things in there. I was kind of skipping around, but go watch this if you guys have time afterwards. The DNA being planted is one thing that I think people can reason with that, okay, it could happen, right? It could happen, but do you want to believe it, right? Do you want to believe that it occurred in this case? Yeah, he gets fired up. I'm pretty sure he called somebody. I think he called one of the officers a fat bastard and then apologized. And so I just wanted to plug DA right there. I know DA is another person. I respect Devil's Advocates as a friend. Not that I need to sit up here and confess my, bromance love for him. But he's a great dude. He quit his job to pursue his passion, which is to do this. And he puts in real effort. He's the same guy, on the phone as he is on stream. I also saw this hilarious Halloween horror movie that I have about Tiggle Biddies. And if you guys also know DA, he's like a little kid. He blushes whenever there's anything remotely sexual brought up. But it's this there's this like madman that's on a college campus, and he's only going after girls with giant jugs, and there's a trailer for it, and I cannot wait to show him that. And you guys it's going to be hilarious to see his reaction. Hold on. I'm seeing Shane. What the fuck is this about, my guy? What is that, man? It's a little out of pocket. Yeah, I don't know what that's in regards to. So, all right. Well, whatever. I don't even know. I don't know if that's towards me or what, but Carrie Johnson, thank you so much for the super stickers. You guys know anything over $4.99, if you guys feel kind enough to donate, the $4.99 ones that are super chats or tips, my mods will drop that link up in the chat. Those will pop up right here, and I'll address those right away. And so, Carrie, thank you for the super sticker. The super stickers don't pop up on screen for some reason. It's just the chats and the tips. So, yeah, thank you, Beauty for Ashes 262. All right, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna get this video pulled up here. I'm gonna shout out to Outcast. So, what's up with Outcast channel? Did he get banned? He was supposed to be on my live. All right, so this is Outcast video. Go show him some love. Steve G's leaked messages. It's a review. Now, I don't know how much commentary Outcast has in it. I think he's a smart dude. So if he does say some stuff in it, maybe we can just riff off of that as well. All righty. I don't like this view. Are you guys able to see that? I don't know how I could get that. It kind of looks. Yeah. I don't know if that's going to be any better. Let's just see how this goes.
All right, so we're gonna do a video on Steve G leaked text messaging. And Steve G, what I saw, but I found one is
You know what? And I'm not trying to do Outcast dirty here after just giving him a shout out. I just don't think this video is going to work out. All right, so what I'm going to do with this video, this is Sonia D. I didn't know that they had a YouTube. I know they're over on TikTok, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to see how this video goes. I've not seen this. Oh, so they typed him out. Wow. So this is D's True Crime. So D is over on TikTok, I know. All right, this I'm gonna have it muted because I don't want to get a copyright for the music, but this has got to be much better, right? Okay, so it says she took so much time to go over Steve and Brett Norton's text messages and only kept Steve's portions of the leaked texts. When you read, it only follows Steve's portion. It flows. Okay. This is interesting. I did not expect this. Okay. So let's go ahead and let's go ahead and let's watch this. So this is Melissa. Okay. So that SUV was there for hours before, but at least it matches up with the white car being seen at 4:04 a.m. We've talked with 2 grand jury members that helped calm the nerves a lot. It's all on camera from what I've been told. Murphy, his car, Murphy freaking out, him taking off at 4:21. I have to keep the witness under wraps. The FBI warned me they don't play games with protected informants. All right. What do we think about this? I have to keep the witness under wraps. The FBI warned me they don't play games with protected informants. All right. Does this line up potentially with, and I'm just going to be spitballing here, per usual. This is for entertainment purposes only. Believe it or not, we can still do that. We can just do things on the internet and think out loud. So I have to keep the witness under wraps. The FBI warned me they don't play games with protected informants. Sherlock says, it reminds me of some now dead defense witnesses, just my opinion. What if it had to do with the unconscious person in the 911 call? If you look through the rumor, or if you look at the rumor mill back on some of the early threads about the unconscious person might have been one of the quote perps. I mean, is it a chance that one of the perps was a protected informant? And Lofty Morgan brings up a good point. Who has what to protect, where, and why, and how are they keeping it covered? Basic journalism. Well said. Some other author wanted to work with us. That absolutely checks out. That was a typo. So the only thing that I wish this video had was the dates. What was the date of these texts? I'm looking on Google right now to see if I can find them. So this is 2 years ago. And shout out to Discord Dawn for buying me this book. I know that there's some stuff at my P.O. box, which again, if you guys do want to send me anything, please reach out via email, birdiebombshell00@gmail.com. I do have a P.O. box. My lovely wife got that set up for me and put it a few towns over because there's some psychos out there. But so that's why I don't get to it every day. I think that he absolutely meant James Patterson. Oh, it could have been Molly. It absolutely could have been Molly. That would check out. Great comment, Big Forehead, Big Dreams. The Patterson true crime guy helped connect us with a grand jury member. We had access to a few cameras, and it's why we did the interviews. Fry would just say both jacks have been cleared. We don't get that information anymore. Jack did a lie detector and gave his DNA. Those cameras also show him entering his house and going to bed. Have we ever seen these cameras? Gianna Gambino. Good to see you again. Hopefully you got some good rest last night. Thank you for the super chat. It says, love your channel and the Hive. Well, thank you so much for tuning in. Yeah, that's another thing, too. People have said, stop pointing fingers at Jag or this. They just show us the camera that he's going in to his apartment at that time, right? Yeah, I was kind of asking sarcastically. He could get to their house without being on camera, at least not very easily. BK is toast over the cast cell traces, the grand jury member said. It goes back to the document. Guys, there's an aspect to this cast, like cast that net far and wide. That oh fuck, what's the dude's name? What's the guy's name? The new chief. Why am I drawing a blank on this dude's name? Anyways, he was doing an interview with somebody from a local news channel, and he's like, yeah, if I have any advice, it's to cast that net far and wide. And then you look at the cast net document that the FBI had, and that's the document where underneath the victims' names, it says, oh yeah, Dollinger. Thank you, Jesus. That's the document that says extortion and overt threats. And it's interesting that it says BK is toast over that. Yeah, this is such a good point. If we got cameras at Koberger's cell, then let's see the vid of MM and KG arriving home. You're on fire. Big forehead, big dreams. They said they shouldn't have even called them as witnesses. They didn't help at all. They created more questions than answers, assuming this is about Dylan and Bethany. They talked the whole time the shit was going down by text. Brittany, thank you so much. Oh, Brittany says, I've been watching since 25 views on TikTok. I'm very proud of you. Well, thank you for continuing to tune in, Brittany. Yes. I actually, it's pretty cool when I go back. I had to clear some of my phone, like storage, to the cloud. And as I was going back and I was doing all this, I'm like, even just what, like my background and my setup is, it's crazy. Like I had no screen sharing at one point. I just had my phone. There was no decoration behind me. There was no on-screen chat. It's kind of cool to see this progression. So I am on, just again, to clarify, this is Sonia D is the, but I believe it's True Crime D over on TikTok. D's True Crime. Sorry. What's up, Marty? Murphy was barking and growling for about 10 minutes. Then he stops and the white car takes off. We know about James Leonard. We talked with his girlfriend when he was still in jail. What would they have talked about? Sleuth or Dare says, I watched one the other day where Mrs. Birdie was in there. So I don't want to keep distracting from these texts, but I will say Ms. Birdie and I were moving and I'm getting an actual like studio set up, and Dana, who's helped me out with the merch, came up with just an awesome idea. And I think you guys are really going to like it. Where Mrs. Birdie and I are going to, I've got her pretty much convinced to do a weekly show with me. That's going to be kind of her channel. So is that something that you guys think would be interesting? Like, I feel like there's a good dynamic instead of just having one person up here barking into the mic. I think her and I could do something super cool. In general with kind of true crime. She's into all that stuff. She's the reason why I'm doing this. So if it wasn't for the FBI, we would still be looking. They figured out who he was for the cops. So right here, they just said the cops have absolutely no idea what the hell is going on. The FBI figured it out. If the FBI didn't give them Koberger's name with that tip or what they said with the IGG to treat it as a tip, they would have no idea. So then again, there's an argument. They just built this case around Brian Koberger. They made it fit. Look at this timestamp. This camera is way closer and shows the girls getting dropped off. 1:56:45. Does it show the girls getting dropped off? Let's see. I don't believe that it does. That timestamp is what is that? It's 1:56:45. Let me just pull up that video from the Idaho Statesman. This is all 3:30. Oh, I got to pull up the full version. Oh, they edited that out. Yeah, that's right. Well, I guess what we could do then is go to oops, wrong one. Shoot. Let's see this. So he says, Steve G says 1:56:45. Here's 1:56. So, I mean, 1:56 right down here, if you guys can see that at the bottom of the screen. 1:56, a car does pull up, so it does kind of corroborate when they got home. Now let's see if that car leaves. It's got about 2 minutes to drop them off. Rumors are they got dropped off down the street. That's right when you hear that weird ass laugh. The ha 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 ha. Like the evil laugh when we enhance the audio on it. You can hear them. Okay, then right here, look at this. I know people have probably noticed this. There's a car that pulls up right here and then stops and backs up. Oh, yeah, that's what I was just pointing out. So watch this car. It starts to go in, and then it backs up. Now, Sherlock, what was your exact time of the body cam that you had said with your Delta? All right, let's see this. So there's a couple people in the chat that have also said, you know, and this will be a good refresher. I have to remember that not everybody looks into this like, you know, obsessed maniacs like I do. So I will show people this for a vantage point, just so people know. Okay, so let's see. So here is King Road. Okay. The camera that Steve G is referring to here is on this house that looks right at this corner. There is then the camera that we're looking at here that is right on this building. So you'll see the dumpster, and we're seeing the cars that drive here. So they'd have to drive here, and they'd have to drive in. They'd get caught on that other camera Steve G is referring to. And then that's the house the girls lived in. There's also another camera I refer to as like the car park that gets this parking lot here. Just so everybody is aware. So hopefully that helped those folks out in the chat that just said that. I mean, so that car leaving does line up with somebody getting dropped off. Obviously, I think that's a good amount of time. And now if we go to so right before the girls get home too, there's a lot of commotion going on. And I'm doing this just to corroborate, you know, this is when Steve G is saying this camera's way closer and it shows the girls getting dropped off. Okay, we haven't seen this timestamp of this footage. I'm correct in saying that, right? There's also a point of my brain that it gets to where I'm like, all these timestamps, different angles, the documents. If I say something wrong, it is not on purpose. So this is what Steve G is referring to. Now, when we go back to this video here, before the girls get home, there's already shit going on. So if you got headphones, I'd put them in and we'll watch a couple minutes just so you guys can get the, you know, maybe again, as we're going through these texts. You know, it's pretty remarkable how I've watched this footage so many damn times, and every time I get just, sucked right back into it. So, anyways, there's clearly noises going on in the background right before 20 minutes before Steve G here is saying that this shows the timestamp when the girls were dropped off. Let's get back to these messages, huh? No one was getting killed at 1:56 a.m. Something was going down in the Linda Lane. It wasn't at King Road. Do we believe that, Hive? Type of 1 if you believe that. Type of 2 if you think that it was at King Road. 1 for it's not, 2 for that it is. And as you guys are voting, please hit that like button. Come on, let's get them up. We got 570 something people in here. Let's get 570 something likes. The initial pop of the likes when you go live is what gets this out. So we do believe that this is not at King Road. Now, there's a lot of people that claim it could have been happening right in here. It just seems so far away. Could it be picking up down here by chance? Is there a chance? Is there a chance? I don't know. I'd have to really look at just the elevation and everything. But is there a chance that any of the lights that we see get picked up from somebody pulling in here and going to these apartments? You know what I'm saying? So I'm talking about at 130, 156 when we see that stuff. I mean, is there a chance that it's really down here and it's just reflecting? And maybe that's why they don't release the 156 of the girls getting home, because maybe the girls were dropped off here and then walked up the stairs. Like, we're taking it at face value that the girls got dropped off right in front of their house, but who's to say that they didn't, get dropped off here and just walk in? I'm not sure. What are your guys' thoughts on that? Could a car be coming in here to drop the girls off? That's why they don't release the 156 footage, because they're not seen on this camera, because the car actually is going to drop them in this parking lot. The girls get out and then walk into the house. Huh. And then Maddie's jacket being tossed out near the fire hydrant could make a little bit more sense because it's right there. Hi, Sally. How are you doing? Well, that's the thing, Smiley, Idaho. I don't, you can't, right? So Eric said he dropped them off the house. Hmm. Jack D helped us get that footage. The cops retraced him on the cameras to the drive-thru. I know that there's nobody stupid enough in the world to believe that that's a Hyundai Elantra. Right? I mean, this is 12:44 in the morning. So the white car with the sunroof turns around, but the timing is 12:55. Do you guys ever wonder if with certain Linda Lane footage how they only release certain time frames? Do you think that's because they've stitched together stuff from prior in the night or later in the night, and that's why there's only, a handful of segments of each timestamp? Gianna Gambino, thank you for the super chat, said, maybe cancer's my karma for the bad I've done. I say this because, holy shit, hang on. What does this say? Maybe cancer is my karma for the bad I've done. I say this because, dying at 45 with 3 daughters and a granddaughter changed me. I thought I lived a good life. Just love one another. No hate. Oh, man. Gianna, I'm so sorry. Make sure you guys are keeping Gianna in everyone's prayers. I believe in the power of prayer, and I don't want to say it as if it's probably anything else, but it's just like, don't give up hope. You know what I mean? Hope's all you got. Hold on to it tight. Miracles happen. We're trying to find out who these kids are and if they've been interviewed. We've been keeping track of the prosecution and making sure they don't drop anything. We want to make sure the cops are doing their job. Make sure they know they're not involved and they would be witness to the facts, time, date, location. I think Linda Lane audio is real. It's just picking up a fight that is in one of the large apartments that are much closer to the camera. Linda Lane is over a football field away. The footage we have is 40 feet away. You don't hear any of that fight at 1:55 a.m. Well, we would need that footage to corroborate that. So, I mean, everything that leaks is data the prosecution didn't even use in the grand jury case, which they aren't a part of. And then this creator says, so the defense wasn't a part of a grand jury. We've heard the details that Hunter came over, but we did not have a timestamp. Dude. He's not talking about Hunter in the morning. Right? Is that clicking for anybody else right now? And if I'm behind on that, then I'm behind on that. Doesn't it show the black Ford Explorer popping up? So he's saying they don't have a timestamp for that. So he's saying we've heard the details that Hunter came over talking about Ethan's brother. If you guys are live and caught up, yeah. It's odd because she didn't mention the dog because the grand jury said that is how it starts, and for some time, it's all you hear. It's odd because she didn't mention the dog because the grand jury said that is how it starts and for some time. So when Hunter pulls up, they don't have a timestamp, but that is how it starts. And it goes on for some time. It's all you hear is the dog barking. Yeah, and I'm aware of the black vehicle. I'm just saying it's weird that he's saying they don't have a timestamp. So Curious Cat, thank you for that. It says at 4:29. Absolutely, Thumper. Yeah, they do have timestamps. That's weird that he hadn't seen it. Whoa. Guys, I don't know. Like I said, I haven't watched these since TikTok. Holy shit. Does that mean that Hunter's little brother, or I'm sorry, Ethan's little brother found Ethan? And here we are this entire time thinking that they're talking about Hunter the next day. Holy shit. That makes the 911 call make even less sense, everybody. We also talked with a neighbor the day this happened. Wonder if that's the same neighbor that contacted Dot. Oh, excuse me. Sorry about that. She had a wild story that she heard from the survivors saying what happened. Toxicology. I mean, dude, this totally sounds like what Dot had heard. Two different timelines, two different events, everybody. Two different events. Luna says, Birdie, someone was saying Hunter's SUV pulls in at 4:30 a.m. ish, so he very well could have found him, but why would he not call 911? You know, fortunately, I've never been around an overdose. If I walked in and like if they weren't dead, but if they were like effed up, I don't know if I would call 911 or get my ass in the car and drive them as fast as I could to the hospital. But then again, there's all these cars there. So did anybody come over right after and leave and go flying out? Maybe it's not the killer fleeing. Maybe it's someone hauling ass to take them to the hospital. Kopaka was 36. Right. But I'm saying at what point would you call 911? Like if they're completely unconscious and you know what I'm saying? Like, if there's other drugs in the house, if there's other stuff in there, would you really want to do that and have all the police come over? Or would you just, okay, they definitely need some sort of trip. Like, and if there's a hospital right down the road, would you do that? And if you're a young kid and you're scared and it's your, I don't know. Right. You'd call 911 if you got nothing to hide. There also could be pressure from other roommates that are saying, no, don't fucking have the cops come here. My girls would want nothing to do with any old school loser who wanted to hang out with girls 16 years younger. Is he referring to Kopaka being like a weirdo then? I actually think this is really. I've never just seen Steve G's side of these without Brat Norton's text in between. And Brat was like sending a lot of messages in between. So I think just seeing Steve's is a really good idea from whoever retyped this out. The Charlie is off the 1:55 a.m. Linda Lane footage. What does that mean? The Charlie is off. Farley? ChatGPT says, yeah, I mean, the Farley, the Chevy. What words would the iPhone autocorrect to say the Charlie? The camera, the car, the Chevy, the channel. The camera is off the 1:55 a.m. The car is off. Dude, Court, that's a great thought. It could be the Chevy pickup truck. So is that Dylan's boyfriend? I mean, I understand the whole Farley dynamic, dude. I do. I'm just trying to think outside the box. Like, I also want that to be clear for people that if I'm saying things that are different than what we've heard, I like to do that, right? I'm aware of, I see you, Farley, right? So I'm just trying to think of other stuff. The Charger, the channel, the Chevy, the camera. The charter, the charcoal. Susan, the texts are on this channel right here. I'll show you. Or can somebody drop the link in the chat, actually? It's on D's True Crime channel. That might just be easier. Brian Koberger, BK is there 14 times, so maybe they were friends. I mean, are we supposed to think that Brent Kopaka is BK? Is it Brian Koberger? Is it somebody else? Way to delegate, Bertie. No, there's so many awesome people in here. So now this is weird because obviously we know there was no Dickies coverall outfits. They can't explain where they are to the cops checked all his belongings and could not find either one of them. Yeah, absolutely, Shirley. I could do that. Right. But I'd be curious then, Shugirl, is it a different BK? Like, is there any initials in these documents that are BK? Has anybody gone and looked for that? Is there anybody in the witness list? Is there anybody that is in a report that has initials BK? I don't know if people have gone that granular on it. This is the channel right here. Sonia D. Steve G. Solo leaked messages, and it all flows. He purchased it at a Walmart. BK is toast, but someone might have played a part helping. I'm not believing all that is being said, but repeatedly hear that DM is shady and should be looked into. This is what drives me up a wall about questioning the roommates and how people want to shame anybody that says it doesn't make sense for 8 hours. You got the freaking father of one of the victims saying this in text messages, saying that at the grand jury, they only did nothing more than, create more questions. Both grand jury members said they don't believe DM's testimony. Oh, there's, again, a father saying maybe there's multiple people. I'm glad that we're going back and looking at these texts now. This is just the perfect, these text messages alone are enough to just fuel conspiracy. He might have been helped, which seems unlike him. Knowing everything we know, he was not likable and did not work well with others. He went down because of the informant. He didn't plan on getting caught. Who is the damn informant? Who is it? Buying weed seems fake, to be honest. The kids would just go down the street 8 miles and buy from a store. XK's family has some history. I was told XK did party drugs like Molly, but nothing that was hardcore that could lead to behaviors like this. The weed they have just over the border seems to be what everyone was getting. We've been at senior night 5 times, and the cartoon-like rappers are a clear giveaway. Explain how a hit missed EC and KG's new cars. I was texting some of my mods about the whole witness protection thing and that angle. You know how it didn't come out until recently that the car Kaylee drove was a rental, and although she had a Range Rover and it was new, but isn't it interesting that it had dealer plates on it and it ends up being a rental? And it's like, if Kaylee did come back and this was like some extraction point for WITSEC, it is smart to have her drive a car that nobody would know is hers, that there's no plates on. Whose car is in there? Driveway, right? So if she's being tailed, or if there are people that are saying if she comes back, she's going to be in danger, they wouldn't know. If it's a brand new car, they wouldn't know that that's Kaylee. That was just a thought that I had the other night, and I forgot to say that on stream. No pro is going to rough up someone not knowing who all is in the house that they're about to shake down. So now we got a father saying a shakedown. We got WSU Kim saying a shakedown. A drug killing seems way far out there. At what point do we have to take this and actually give it some serious thought, guys? I myself have been absolutely tunnel visioned on that aspect of it. What do you guys think? There was a roommate that no longer lived there but was still on the lease. I'm not sure of her name. It was a fellow U of I student. Samantha isn't part of any of this. She is 32 years old. KG was leaving for Texas, but had to continue to pay rent until she found someone to take over the lease. Someone said the lease might be under the name of Ashlyn Couch. I've never heard of her before. Linda Lane is 330 feet away from 1122, and the footage from the porch is about 100 feet away. The sounds do not match. "1112 porch security camera shows the girls getting dropped off and walking into the house, and none of the noise is happening." Well, what's interesting is technically, if I'm looking through this lens of every word matters when you're arguing something in court, the 1112 porch security camera would not actually show the girls getting dropped off and walking into the house. It would show the car driving to the house, but you wouldn't see them get out. You wouldn't see them go in technically. But if you have, the thought of maybe the girls got let out in front of or at the corner, and so they did get seen on that porch security camera, and then they were walking up the road to 1122, right? Like, I don't know. I could just be overanalyzing that, or what Laura just said. There could be other cameras we're not aware of. Absolutely, that's for sure a possibility. The two Long apartments, Queen apartments, have about 20 people living in each wing. Does that seem like a low amount of people to have 40 people only living in these buildings? I would expect way more than 40 people who live in these two buildings. Sleuther Dare says there's new footage of the girls leaving the grub truck. When and where did that come out? Please, 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 somebody email me that footage. I would love to look at it. We could do that now. birdiebombshell00@gmail.com. I know of details that put BK in that house. They have not been released yet. Okay. They still have not been released yet. The timeline is well documented. This person was in and out within under 15 minutes. A WSU and UI lawyer would not take the case. Gray went to school in Missouri. Everyone else in that courtroom, and I mean everyone, is a U of I grad. Well, that could also then point to some sort of motive with this U of I purchase of the University of Phoenix, which is $685 million. That could also be a huge, huge motive for a cover-up. I've put out bad information. Shit happens. Things change quickly. Oh. We have a long story that came from a jailhouse snitch. Interesting. But it never developed into anything we could find proof. Does anybody know what that means? Because I do. I think that that is, deserving of a shout out to Pavarotti for that. We spent weeks trying and interviewing some shady leads. I have the light bulb camera. It's 100 feet from the house, and none of that Charlie shit was on it. I'm going to try to type Farley into a message right now and see if it autocorrects. No, it does not. I mean, again, that's my phone. I don't type Farley that much ever on my phone, I don't think. It doesn't even give a suggestion of Charlie. Well, let's try and see now with this. Okay. Now, what about in this text? Thank you, Daily Twin Flame. Can you guys, if I don't, can you guys remind me in like 10 minutes to look at that? I want to continue to go through this. Well, that's interesting. Let me put this full screen. So I said, what could Charlie be referring to as a code? Military and law enforcement, right? Charlie could stand for something with C. For police and tactical slang, it could mean a suspect or a subject, a checkpoint or a unit. A classification, street narcotic slang could mean cocaine. Intelligence or surveillance lingo. Cultural or thematic codes, talking about Viet Cong. The camera feed is off 155. None of that camera footage was on the light bulb. So is he referring to, okay. Does camera autocorrect? Does camera autocorrect to Charlie? No, it does not, at least not on my phone. But what if, okay, let me try to, so we know that 1112 footage was all stitched together, correct? So if he's saying we have the light bulb camera, it's 100 feet from the house, none of that Charlie shit was on it, I don't know what that means. That one we have from the light bulb cam has no clear names or anything close to that. She is lying and protected by stepmother's law firm. Sounds like there's some more power in that firm. They're also being helped by Showalter's family. They threatened to sue me pretty early into the case, sent someone to my house. They trespassed, came down my driveway right up on my porch. What the hell? See, does this sound like a serial killer case? This is so far beyond that narrative on such a different side of the spectrum, threatening to sue people. Like, what the hell is going on inside of that house? What is lot 500? Do we know that? Talking about a truck. So she only lived there for 6 months. Dude, is Kaylee a cop? Is Steve a Fed? Seriously, you only lived there for 6 months. I get COVID as a cover, but it's like, I don't know. I got to think through that one. KG was working full-time for an internship. School was light. She had to finish a few classes in order to graduate. Shit, what if Kaylee got that internship at Pullman PD? I'm just thinking out loud. The FBI wrote to Gray informing us that this informant used some protected tip line. Dude, could this piece together? So they're clearly texting about that night, right? They're just talking about that night. They're talking timelines, they're talking everything else. Listen to what he says here. I can't say anything or they will literally come after me, or they will come after me. That is what they told me. The FBI wrote to Gray, Shannon Gray, informing us that this informant used some protected tip line and that if we expose them, we can be held liable. What if the protected tip line by the informant is talking about, what if it's the informant that Steve is referring to earlier in the night that was at the house that they can't talk about, that might have seen what happened? And rather than having everybody call 911, that informant called the protected informant tip line and said, this shit just went down. We can't blow this operation. Maybe that's what informants are instructed to do so that it doesn't blow an operation, that they can have a chance to get out in front of it. I don't think that that's that far of a stretch to think that an informant would be trained to do something like that, and that an informant wouldn't have a special number to call if something goes awry. There is so much more to this story than what is in the media. And Luna said that Sleuther Dare sent them a photo that code Charlie could mean convict prisoner as well. That's interesting. Thompson said he'll keep us informed on the news of the case as long as we play nice with the media coverage, which we have done considering the mistakes we are aware about and kept quiet about. The grand jury members said DM's testimony was complete BS and created more questions than answers. It's the third time he said that. Some said to the extent that she should be charged. DM wrapped up into, I'm a victim, so none of you can say shit about me. The grand jury member said DM heard everything and even saying via text. I did not know that this was on there. Now, there's going to be some NPC that's saying that wasn't even in the release text. Oh, because they've been absolutely forthright and released everything, right? They haven't redacted a bunch of stuff. Do you realize how insane that is for another parent to say this about a surviving roommate? Quote, I think someone killed them. She just didn't call and report it, even as she was hiding. Do you guys realize how insane that is? If they take that out of the release texts, that you have Kaylee's father saying that the grand DM wrapped up into I'm a victim, so none of you can say shit. The grand jury members said DM heard everything and even admitted the grand jury members said DM heard everything and even admitted saying via text, I think someone killed them. She just didn't call and report it, even as she was hiding. Wow. Yeah, I wonder what time she texted that. And that's probably why it's not in those messages. I have 2 white hat technicians I work with. That's weird. That's a weird phrase. If anybody follows Q, we have the cell tower dumps and access to some old BK accounts. I'm curious about this. If someone says we have access to some old BK accounts, what could that mean? We have access to some old bankruptcy files, old Burger King accounts. So law enforcement investigative slang says in investigative or law enforcement language, BK can sometimes refer to body known or booking. So old BK accounts could hypothetically mean old booking records, case files, or identities tied to prior arrests. We have access to some old booking records accounts in the system. That could, right? That could fit. We have cell tower dumps and access to some old booking accounts. We had to correct the timeline because the cops wouldn't do it literally. The timeline was effed for weeks. They didn't even have XK and EC correct. Does anybody think that it's odd that Steve G in text messages is censoring his own cuss words? Or, oh, did Steve G type it out like this, or do you think just that creator did? So I guess I should, double check that. Never mind. That could absolutely just be the creator doing it. So with the media, we forced them to, and we were extremely confident because we watched these videos before they did. People called us saying, can you tell the police to come get this video? It's super important. Back then, our Facebook page was for tips and we received thousands. It was crazy what the police didn't know. People told us, hello, can you help? I have this or that, but the tip line is down. We go check, and it was down. Hello, I own store XYZ. We have security footage, and it will be overwritten in days. Hearing shit like that forced me to spend $50K to get a lawyer so we could do something. Even if it was just to keep track of all these people. Gray's a master at keeping track of all these data points. I can't give out who the people that passed it on to me because we truly need all the help we can get. I believe this case would not be as solid as it is without the help my family provided. The case is a train wreck. I'm screenshotting that. The person who gave me that Linda Lane footage deleted their account. They just shared a link with no other details or words. Who knows? Maybe she's really scared. So it's a girl. That would make me feel terrible, but then again, I never sold them out. They told the author they wanted to go inside the house and hear things firsthand. This book will be released before trial. He's putting that in the book and is why he wanted to speak with us. Have you seen this? $12.28. Is that, are we gonna all be in agreement? Is that Ethan? That certainly looks like Ethan. This mystery character too. There's another camera that is way better that isn't public. This creator says 1112 King Road security camera, timestamp 1:56:45 a.m. So, wow. That was interesting. I'm glad we did that. Now, somebody had emailed me the new grub truck footage. I have not seen this yet. So I'm excited to do that. How are we doing, Hive? Want to check in with everybody. Type of 1 if you guys are still locked in. Christie's Chaos is the person that dropped this 6 hours ago. This is clips from November 13th, 2022. Girls walking a grub truck, leaving in a dark car. What color did they say that Eric was driving? What color car? And Hive, do not go anywhere. This is brand new grub truck footage released 6 hours ago. I'm going to take a leak and I will be right back. I would like to see all 600 likes, 650 likes in there. Don't go anywhere. I have not seen this. We're going to be breaking it down and we will be going into the second half of the second hour here shortly. Please enjoy LA Mike's song.
You know how I feel. Sun in the sky, you know how I feel. Breeze drifting on by, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day. It's a new life for me. Yeah. Turn on your mind now. Tune into the feed. We're planting digital flowers from a single tiny seed. Yeah, power to the collective in the data and the soul. The hive mind's getting louder, finding voice and control.
And here we go.
Welcome to the freak show, the best in town.
What is going on, Hive? I hope that everybody's having a fantastic Saturday. Let me just make sure that my audio is coming in loud and clear. Man, last night's live, on Friday evening was when I said that I would have Dot on at the drop of a hat. I did not think that it would happen as quick as it did. And today we're going to be going over some stuff in regards to Steve G and Brett Norton's texts, but I also really quick want to talk about Devil's Advocate's video and some stuff that he had released. And I'm just messing with you guys. Obviously, this is the second half of the show. I was seeing if I could convince anybody that I restarted it. I don't know if that was funny, but in my mind, it seemed a little bit funnier. There should be no ads on this, guys. If anybody's like high, if anybody smoked a little bit of weed, they're like, what the hell? Yeah, and and I know people say, "Oh, there's ads." Guys, I have it set to moderate. Okay, I'm not charging for any stream. So on the replay, yeah, there's going to be ads. There's also some things that are out of my control. Like if there's high retention times, YouTube's algorithm will push it. I don't charge for the streams. I don't do memberships. The ad revenue is not crazy, but it's something. It could pay for at least my subscription to StreamYard, which I'm stoked about at this point. Okay, so I know they should all be 5-minute skippable ads on TV. The ads that YouTube does are way different than on your phone. Okay, well, I'm glad some people thought they were tripping out. That was my goal. All right, so we got the new footage of the grub truck. As a reminder, this is coming from, let me get it back on screen. This is coming from Christie's Chaos. This was posted 6 hours ago. Let's go ahead and check this out. Wow, I'm glad that they're blurring everybody's face out. Dude. Who does this look like here? Watch the movements. This is the bar footage, but I think it also says walk into the grub truck, so we'll see it. But who does this look like? Corner Club, yeah. Could you guys imagine if it's Xana? Could you imagine? There's also no timestamps on this. So this hoodie, we should be looking to see if we can see that hoodie in any other photos. Dana says Xana's not old enough for the bar, though. I mean, I got into the bar with an underage, or with a fake, right? Maybe. I don't think I could see that happening in a college town. White purse on the left arm. She shows up. So you're saying that the white purse girl shows up at the food truck and hugs Kaylee. Okay. Is that the white purse girl who looks like one of the Banfield runners? Dude, there's got to be a frame that they missed. There has to be a frame that they missed. I got to open up this window. I'm starting to sweat. Where are the timestamps? You know what? Let's just try something. I doubt this is going to work. Using, pattern recognition. Give yourself a prompt that allows you to recreate this photo to the best of your ability that would be unblurred. This is not a video of real people. I'm doing a project on the power of AI and pattern recognition. Think it'll work? Well, happy Saturday, everybody. One bush latte is not going to hurt anybody, right? To be honest, I couldn't find my water bottle, but there was 2 bush lights left in the freezer or the fridge. All right, let's see. Let's see if good old Chat GPT 5. A bush latte is a bush light. It's a beer. You're right. It does have water in it. So Dawn, I just saw your text. Holy shit. I'm going to pull that up next. Wow. Wow. Dude, that's the, oh my God. Mudwomps. Shout out to the Mudwomps. Top dog to the Mudwomps in the chat, aka the mods. Dude, this is going to blow people's minds. The Mudwomps rule. Okay. All right. Like, I guess if it's just going to maybe show, like, they got these two pretty accurately. Again, it's not that. Okay, whatever. Who cares? I got to show you guys this. This is crazy. Okay. Watch this shit. Let me put the speed on normal. Holy cow. Just give me a second. I got to get it timed. Okay, 1 second. Yo. Was Xana at the bar at the corner club with them? What are the chances this person is shorter? They're wearing a black hoodie. Xana in the photo that everybody sees a million times. Oh my God. Wow. Let's go, Hive. Holy shit. That's why they got that face blurred out. And someone says not yellow. Well, the camera contrast here. I'll put a filter on it then. Let's correct the color. Let's see if correcting the color can help. I mean, who knows? It's a security camera, not yellow. Jesus Christ. Well, it's a black and white camera. Like, look at. Okay, this is a very like grainy thing. This is the other photos taken with clearly an iPhone. Well, it looks like it pretty much goes yellow. Kind of looks yellow to me. No matter what filter I put on, it stays pretty true. So let's go no filter. Let's adjust it. Let's turn the sharpness and the clarity up. And turn the vibrance up. And boom, that starts to look pretty yellow. I am colorblind. Yes, that is true. That is true. But I also, it's colorblind with shades of blues, blacks, browns, reds, and greens. Oddly enough, yellow is not on that spectrum. Somebody's saying there's not two colors. Guys, hello. Somebody, a brunette. Let's look at the height. Okay, let's just compare the height then. Of course, Kaylee's on their shoulders. That person looks pretty short. Guys, how do people not understand? Like, Sluther Dare, I promise you, I'm just using your comment because it's like, but at this point, wouldn't Xana be at Linda Lane with Ethan? Do we believe anything? Do we believe anything? They don't have timestamps on this video. Somebody had to go and probably get this. You can't see that's yellow? Yeah, black. For God's sakes. There's clearly 2 tones to this, too. Thank you, Doug, man. Much appreciation to you, Birdie, for running the anchor leg on this investigation. Well, thank you so much for the super chat. Guys, I'm sorry. I'm telling you, this is worth looking into now at this point. This is incredible. You cannot say that you can even discredit this easily. You cannot discredit this easily. Driver said Kaylee and Maddie plus a friend went to the bar. Everybody assumed that it was hoodie guy. Remember? Nah, it was Xana. And Ethan was probably still at the dance with his sister earlier in the night, hence why Xana's there. Shout out to Dawn for that. So what time was this at? I totally see white at the... Oh, I got to share this screen. I totally see white at the bottom of this. There's no filters on this either right now. Paisley Post says, I agree. Why would they blur her? Because it nukes their entire timeline. Come on, guys. I mean, I don't know. That looks pretty damn close to me. Christie's foil is tinned, says, so glad I'm not on replay today. Love your hard work and dedication to the Idaho case. Last night was awesome with Dot Pop in it. Thank you so much. Christy foil is tinned. I love that username. Yes, it was absolutely epic last night. And man, you guys, this hive is the best. I would not want to be doing anything else right now. Genuinely. This looks pretty damn close. But I'm sure, oh, Birdie in the hive, they're the conspiracy theorists, so let's go discredit it. Yeah, well, I didn't see anybody else point that out, and that is because we have the ability to think openly in here because we haven't confided ourselves with fear to be afraid to say that. I go, who does that person move like? Oh, they kind of move like Xana. And then, oh my God, they're wearing the same hoodie that the most popular picture of this entire case is taken, like, that's been put out into the world, is being shown over and over and over again. And it's a black hoodie, and the person's short, and they're a brunette, and it's an Idaho hoodie. Oh, and everybody's faces are blurred, and there's no timestamp on it. Oh, yeah, yeah. Well, why would they blur her out? Oh, maybe because they lied about 2 timelines. Maybe they didn't know where Ethan and Xana were the entire night. Maybe Ethan was at the dance with his sister still, and Xana met them at the bar, used a fake ID to get in. Oh, there was Kaylee, Maddie, and a friend that got into the car. Everybody assumed it was Hoodie Guy. No, it was Xana. So if Xana, Kaylee, and Maddie all got home at the same time, there was rumors about bad drugs from a frat party. Shit, what if it was Ethan that had the bad drugs? Hunter comes over to check on his brother. All that shit went down right when the girls get home. They start going chaotic for the next 2 hours trying to figure out what the hell to do. Do they call 911? Do they take him to the hospital? Panic ensues. Tempers flare. That's the multiple events that would need to happen, as I was stating, for 2 separate timelines. Then you call the frats. The frats maybe, or I'm saying people in the frat, they understand that. There's a protocol that when shit goes down, you don't call the police. You call somebody who works at the campus that manages the frats. The frats then calls probably Scott Green. Scott Green goes, oh my God, holy shit. The University of Phoenix deal is already going south. There's $685 million at it. My ass is grass if this doesn't go through. We need to cover this up. Well, we know that we have low-level confidential informants going on currently on the Pacific Northwest Highway to look into people's parents or the Aryan Knights. Oddly enough, these parents also did flip on the Aryan Knights. Holy shit. This is a shitstorm. We have to cover this up. It is a culmination of everything with separate motivations for a cover-up. The FBI doesn't want to blow their investigation. The university doesn't want this deal to go more awry than it already is. The families have people who have flipped on a giant drug network. There's rumors that one of the cops was banging Kaylee. Yeah, I would say that this would make sense that the media would keep this right underneath and keep this in a perfectly tied bow. Wouldn't you guys? Wow. Even if it's not what ends up being correct, this is what we do, and I'm here for it. Live digs are the best. I'm never going to stop doing this shit. Nobody knows the truth about this case. We are not professionals. I don't need to go and you know what? This is who I am. This is who a lot of people in here are. I'm so sick of people saying this is for entertainment. Well, you know what? I guarantee you that we have people who are low-key fans that have different channels that will tune in and watch, take what we say, and then go fact check it. And that's fine. Because I'm not chasing clout. I'm not chasing clicks. I don't care. I don't talk shit about other creators. Take my work. Show it. Actually, you don't even need to. Go ahead. Take this. Try to fact check it. Try to corroborate where Xana was. Because right now, this is the biggest clue that we have for their timeline. Outside of any people just telling you, trust me, bro. Yeah, what's up to the low-key fans? We know who you are. And I don't even care. I don't care. Cool. Cool. Co-parter. It's what we do here. They're just entertainment. Okay. At least it's entertaining. And it's thought-provoking. The fuck? Try to figure out the real reason why you're mad. Right. And again, when I say this is not for entertainment, or when I say, okay, fine, people want to say this is just entertainment. You're right. It's not for entertainment. This is a real skill that a lot of people in here, including myself, possess. We can lean into the what ifs. There's people that are too soft to do that. They're scared. Yeah, we can hypothesize, and you can call it entertainment. I guess I'm agreeing 50% with Sherlock. Oh, like cool. God forbid you have somebody who's passionate about what they do and it comes to the camera and people want to watch and maybe open their mind up to it. For God's sakes. I feel like I've been crashing out way more, Hive. I apologize. I'm just done being reserved about it. You know what I mean? Like what you see is what you get. Wow, I'm so glad that they blurred out everybody's faces again. I don't know what that background noise is. Where does the chick in the black hoodie go? What is that audio? I don't think that. I think it's the background audio. Clearly, well, that's hoodie guy. There's hoodie guy right here. Come on, let's go. We're leaving. Again, he goes with them. Now, does anybody else leave? Why is this blacked out? I'm putting it down on slow motion right now. For whatever reason, whenever they're walking here, I feel like if I'm only thinking this because I have this Olipop of SpongeBob, I think of actually, I'll give a top dog comment out to who is gonna guess what I'm gonna say in regards to what this walk reminds me of when it comes to SpongeBob. Somebody's got to know it. The squeaky boots. I was gonna say the Krusty Krab pizza is the pizza for you and me, for you and me. The Krusty Krab pizza is the. I'm trying to get this part in slow motion here. It's just interesting why they're blurred out. Everything else is crystal clear. Does it look like somebody's walking on the inside of Kaylee? Yeah, who you calling Pinhead? East? I thought you said West. So they get into a dark Prius. He does not. I got to look something up here. You guys, something nefarious is going on with this footage. Right? Is anybody else picking up when I put it like something very, very nefarious is going on with this? Okay. And just wait till you see what I show you here. What are we doing here? Huh? What's this? Where's the logo? You're telling me the camera's that bad? I mean, for God's sakes. Yeah, it's the potato camera strikes again. This is why people continue to question this godforsaken case. Why are you doing this to us? Why are you doing this to the families? Why are you doing this to that community? What is wrong with you people? If you want us to shut up and go away, stop doing stupid shit like this. And don't tell me the security footage. Give me a break. You're blurring them out in every like other aspect. For God's sakes. What a joke. Yeah, it's got to be. This is so old. Yeah, and great point, Gamble. Where's the food that they got? Do you see any of them leave with the food? Because I don't believe that I did in any of this footage either. Oh, that's right. But it's does it even look as busy when they leave as it does in all the Twitch footage? No. Where are the people at? Are all of these lights on the way that they say? You know what? Hold on, guys. Look at this. What the hell? Look at the timestamp. The timestamp says 9:41. Where's the crowd? Why is the timestamp 9:41? What the hell? Oh, come on. This is what I mean. Stop insulting us. And this is on the 13th. This is the night after the murders. Thank you, Shoe Girl. What is going on? I find it hard to believe these people are that stupid. Actually, at this point, I don't anymore. I need to screenshot this before they scrub this video. I encourage everybody else to screenshot it right now, too. And I'm going to do it. What a joke. You got to be shitting me. Yep, you'll see them right there. They're in the corner. Boom. Give me a break. It's the scrub truck. Yes. This isn't even the same night. But they're wearing the same things. Okay, come on. Now, let's just watch this, right? You got Hoodie Guy. Let's see, does he even follow this path? He walks to the left here, right? There's the back of the grub truck. So you'd start to see him to come in front of the grub truck. Does this even line up? No, it seems like he walks close to that window and then he goes right. So what is even that? We need scrub truck t-shirts, Dana. That's what we need. We need scrub truck t-shirts. Give me a break. Let's go ahead and let's just make a collage of this, huh? Purdy, you just crip walked all over the case. Oh, I cannot dance, but I wish I could because that would be fun to do right now. Thank you for the super chat. I mean, this is just remarkable. What the hell? What is going on? My head feels like it's going insane. I don't think this is 9:40 in the morning. It would be way brighter out. Are there any other pictures of Xana from that day in that hoodie? The Hive does it once again. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. You know what? Do you guys want to stop? I don't want to necessarily stop. Because now I'm dialed in. Should we stop? We've been going for 2.5 hours. Should we stop? Should we not? Type of 1 if you want to stop. Type of 2 if you don't. Let's go for another hour if you guys want to. If not, just tell me. There will be no offense taken. Wait, is 2 to stop? You guys all want to stop? Is that what it is? Wait, is 2 to go? I'm confusing myself. All right. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to go grab the last Busch Light out of my fridge. What can we do right now to expose this damn timeline? You want to know here's what we're going to do. Let's completely forget everything that we know. Let's construct a timeline of if Xana is at the corner club, Ethan is at this dance with his sister, and let's see if we can corroborate all of them getting to the house. Does that sound good? Because I think we've said these 2 timelines. For God's sakes, what if they made us think there's 2 timelines? Okay? I will BRB. Don't go anywhere. I'm not going to. Well, I don't want to just put this on the screen because then I feel like people bail. So I'll do this. I will. All right. Give me 2 minutes. Not even 1 minute. Alrighty. What are your guys' thoughts? Let me throw some up on the screen. I mean, this is just insane. Okay. I also don't think that's a bad idea either, Sherlock. So this video comes from Christie's Chaos. So Bubbly saw this 2 hours ago. I'm going to leave a comment and just say, hi, Christy. Wow. This is mind-blowing. The timestamp when they walk across the street to the grub truck is the day after, and says 11:13, 9 p.m. The girl next to Maddie and Kaylee is wearing the exact same hoodie that Xana has on in the photo of all of them that we have seen a million times, where Kaylee is on Maddie's shoulders. Is this video from, where is this video from? The grub truck logo is blurred / gone. Nobody is there compared to the Twitch stream. Where did this footage come from? Did you get this? Or how is this possible? And I'll just say, respectfully, I am shook right now. So I said, "Hi, Christy. Wow, thank you for posting this. This is mind blowing. The timestamp when they walk across the street to the grub truck is the day after and says 11:13 and is like 9:40 p.m. The girl next to Maddie and Kaylee is wearing the exact same hoodie that Xana has on in the photo of all of them that we have seen a million times where Kaylee's on Maddie's shoulders. The grub truck logo is blurred and gone. Nobody's there compared to the Twitch stream. Where did this footage come from? Did you get this? Or like, how is this possible? Oh, LOL. Respectfully and genuinely just curious." So hopefully we get a response sooner than later. Shit, if she responds, I'll have her on right now. Maybe she's got an email. I'm going to email her. Give me 1 second, everybody. I'm like, obviously this is short notice. If you're seeing this, can you join? I'll send the link. If not, I would still love to chat and hear the background of this if you are willing. All right. Wow. And so this Christie's, is this a different profile of Christy Nevada? Oh yeah, okay. That makes sense then. Because I was gonna say this is kind of like Christy Nevada's channel. She's awesome. Yeah, this has got to be. Holy hell. So Christy Nevada has put out really good like FOIA stuff. We got Jenna McClure's interview. I have not seen that. Have you guys seen that? This dropped 8 hours ago. So I believe this is her main channel. Jesus H, that blew my ears out. Yeah, this is Chrissy's. It's. Why is that playing? Sorry about that. Jesus. I feel you, Sherlock. I feel you. Yeah, Christy always drops a bunch of stuff. Does anybody know Christy personally? Man, that would be just epic timing if she's free and can pop up. Should we watch Jenna McClure's? Christina, can you reach out? Yeah. No, I've chatted with, well, I guess I haven't chatted personally with Chrissy Nevada, but I see a lot of her stuff. I watch a lot of her stuff.
I'm not shy. Very not appreciate it. Yes, please. All right. So what's your first name? What's your middle initial? And what's your last name? Okay. What's your date of birth?
2003.
And what's a good phone number for you? And what's a good address for you? Okay. So what do you know?
So I texted back this morning.
I just saw the hoodie thing too, but I don't think it says Idaho.
When I woke up to ask her to, I just asked her if she was awake because I wanted to call her something, and she called me about an hour later and said, "Hey, like we're kind of, me and Zach are like in my room right now. The rest of our roommates aren't answering."
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna restart this. I'm gonna put the subtitles on.
2003.
And what's a good phone number for you? And what's a good address for you? Okay. So what do you know?
So I texted back this morning when I woke up to ask her to, I just asked her if she was awake because I wanted to call her something, and she called me about an hour later and said, "Hey, like we're kind of, me and Zach are like in my room right now. The rest of our roommates aren't answering. They're just kind of freaked out." And I heard on the phone in the background, like talking to someone saying like, "I saw somebody" or something, and I just didn't know what was going on, and I was like, "Okay, that's weird. Like, I'm concerned for you guys. Like, do you guys want me to come pick you up?" And she was like, "Honestly, yeah, like, can you just come over?" And I was like, "Sure." And I was driving there, and she texted me and said, "Also on the way, just to check things out."
Okay.
And then right when I pulled up, I'm pretty sure I rolled in right as the police were behind me.
Okay.
So I parked to the side, like, kind of near, like, in front of the house, and then the police came.
What time did you
Wait, the police were behind me? So she was getting there at the same time the cops were.
Rolled in right as the police were behind me.
No, this is Jenna McClear. If you look at the top left.
I parked to the side, like, kind of near, like, in front of the house, and then the police came.
What time did you
That she was awake, or
Yeah.
that was
first time you texted her?
I texted her, "You awake?" at 11:20.
Okay. Was that using just Messenger?
It was iMessage.
Okay.
Dude. Holy shit, Katie. Katie! It makes so much sense. Wow, top dog. Holy shit. I bet Katie is right. I have not seen this yet.
It's two people that are actually using the native text. Thank you.
Yes,
So using
yes,
Snapchat. Thank you. And then what time did she reply?
I'm trying to see the time that she called me.
I think you just slide it to the left. Try to slide it to the short.
Oh, okay. So she called me at 11:49.
Okay.
So that was when we were talking.
And that's when she said, hey, yeah, I want you to come get me.
Yeah, actually, she was like, hold on 1 sec, and hung up before she asked to come get me.
Okay.
And then she texted me at 11:50 and said 1 sec, and then at the same time I said, you guys want me to come get you? And then she said yes.
Okay. Did you attend the party last night at all?
No.
Okay.
I was at a different party, and I actually came over to that party. Later in the night. She was with me too at one point too.
Okay.
She was, but they both ended up at my party at some point.
So did you leave the party before or after that your party?
My party, I was there the whole time. She left before me.
What time did you leave roughly?
Let me look. I can also tell you when she left because she was also there. I'd say around 1 a.m.
Okay. What time did
left at like 12:30. Yeah, it was like 12:30. And I was actually about to leave with her, and then I decided to stay.
Okay.
And I knew she was going home.
Okay. So from the time that left, didn't hear anything from anybody? Okay.
No, she just came up to me and she was like, hey, I'm gonna leave. And then I hugged her goodbye and she left.
So obviously you know or,
Yes.
Yeah. Do you know Maddie and
Yes.
all them?
Yes.
And are you in a sorority?
I'm with Dylan and Bethany and I.
Okay.
Yes.
Got it.
And I know Xana and Maddie because they were in college. And then I met Kaylee just because she's their roommate.
And then there's also.
She is, yeah.
Okay. And I apologize. Xana, Maddie, and Kaylee
What about them?
are they all the same sorority?
Xana, Maddie, and Kaylee dropped the. So Xana and Maddie were both in but they dropped.
Okay.
And Kaylee was in and she dropped. So they were all dropouts. They weren't in a sorority.
Okay.
Or they aren't anymore.
Okay, for somebody who doesn't understand the whole sorority fraternity world, why would you drop out?
Money issues, or you're just not liking, like, the girls telling you what to do all the time.
Okay.
I guess that's their kind of issue, I think it was.
You know, this sounds more like you're in the principal's office when you and a bunch of friends get in trouble, instead of, holy shit, there was 4 people stabbed to death by a serial killer.
There's girls in the house that are like a part of leadership, and so they'll be like the executive board, kind of just telling you what to do, and they probably didn't really like it.
Sure.
Yeah.
Thought that was what college was about, was not having to be bounced around.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay. But you were still in.
I am.
Okay.
I live
And is?
is. Yes.
And is?
Yes.
Okay.
And
Why would somebody not live in this right or not live?
you can get granted live out if you're a sophomore or up.
Okay.
For Beth, it was just like money issues, and she just wanted her own space, and same with Dylan.
Okay.
And Maddie is like sorority big, and so it was like perfect for Beth to just like move into her house.
Maddie was.
Yeah.
Got it. So what year were Xana, Maddie, and Kaylee? What year of school?
Xana's a year above me. She's a junior. And I believe Kaylee was a senior, and I know Maddie was a senior. I know for sure Maddie was a senior. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure Kaylee was a senior too.
Okay.
How do you not know that?
So Maddie was senior, so
Bethany is a sophomore, and so is
okay. Okay. So is there anything that's been going weird with people talking, people showing up?
at the house, like the house.
At all. Yep.
I mean, I know that Kaylee, like a month ago, like saw like a dark figure staring at her in the woods when she took her dog Murphy out to go pee, and like I don't know, their apartment's always giving me like bad vibes, and we always we didn't joke about there being like a stalker, but we were like, seriously, like there's been countless times that we've been like just scared because like we hear things or.
And that's just at the house itself?
No, that's the house on Kings Road.
Yeah.
Yes.
Kaylee was upstairs. No, she's on the third floor, right? And you said that was about a month ago that she said that something weird
I believe it was like a month ago, yeah.
Okay. Nothing else as far as text messages, social media, nothing that's
No, not that.
getting the girls. Any problems between the sisters?
That live at the house or
Just in general.
Yo, what if we took that literally? Listen to that again.
Not
Getting the
that.
girls. Any problems between the sisters?
That live at the house or just.
Is he referring to sorority sisters? Didn't they all just drop out? Or is he talking about, are Kaylee and Maddie actually sisters?
Just in general.
No, not at the apartment, no. They're all like best friends. Same with, there's no real big problem.
Maybe stole somebody's boyfriend or ate somebody's cookies or...
I mean, probably, but I can't think of anything at the moment.
Fair enough.
Nothing major.
Okay. Anything else you can think of that I should need to know? Just weird, out of place?
I mean, I was curious of how the person got in, but then, I mean, sometimes their door doesn't lock all the way. They have a code to get in. Sometimes I just open it and it opens.
Okay. Did you know the code to get in?
I do,
Okay.
yeah.
Is it something common for the friends to know?
I was supposed to move in at semester or next year, so I've just been like basically living there.
Okay.
So yeah, I just knew the code because I'm really close with them. I was supposed to move in at semester or next year, so I've just been like basically living there.
Well, that's a little weird. I've just been basically living there. Oh. Are we looking at the person taken to the hospital? Are we looking at somebody that has a huge involvement in this case that we don't know? Is that why they have the rooms redacted on the 911 call? Who lives where? Yeah, pretty much I lived there. Rumors about another roommate.
At semester or next year, so I've just been like basically living there. At semester or next year, so I've just been like basically living there. At semester or next year, so I've just been like basically living there.
Okay.
So yeah, I just knew the code because I'm really close with them. And one of my other close friends knows it, but I don't know about anyone else. But yeah, sometimes I'll just go in. There's like a party happening and it's just like unlocked.
Right.
So
Sure. That makes sense.
yeah.
Yo, Mrs. Birdie just got home. I'm going to say what's up. 30 seconds. 1 second.
It sounds like there's a door off of the, so you were gonna move
Yeah.
in next month?
So I was trying to get a live out granted for this upcoming semester. Usually you can't do that, but I know I did that last year, so I was gonna try to do that.
I'm with you.
But I was for sure gonna move in next year.
With the, so there's the front door that's got the keypad,
Yeah,
the back door from the kitchen.
the sliding one.
Yeah, does that usually locked or unlocked?
I've never really tried, but I know they're very cautious about that stuff, so they lock it.
Okay.
But I mean, a night out, I don't know if they would have, you know.
When everybody's coming back from a party?
Yeah, so I'm not sure if it's always locked, but
Okay.
they have their trash can out there to the side of the sliding glass door, so maybe they just leave it unlocked because you just open it and throw it away. But I don't know about like the nighttime if they would have locked it or not.
You bet. Okay. Where's Murphy?
Where is he?
Yeah.
Well, I watched them take him out.
Okay.
What?
Where's Murphy?
Where is he?
Yeah.
Well, I watched them take him out.
Okay.
It's so broad. Is she talking about the cops the next day? Is she talking about that night? Yo, what if she is the informant? What if she's the witness? What if Jenna McClear is the informant or the witness that Steve G says they can't talk about?
Where's Murphy?
Where is he?
Yeah.
Well, I watched them take him out.
Okay.
I don't know where.
And that was more of a, just piecing everything together and.
Yeah,
just
Murphy.
like, crap, the dog's somewhere.
Yeah, he's somewhere.
Okay.
Well, right there, that shows you it shouldn't be the next day. And clearly, the cops were walking Murphy all over the place. You see Murphy on a leash being walked up and down the street. I think she's referring to that night. I really do. Let's listen to that again.
Where's Murphy?
Where is he?
Wait. Cryptic, what does this mean? What does this mean? Cryptic said JM, Jenna McClear, JM are the initials of the informant. Cryptic, here, let me drop a link for you. All right, do you want it? Can you talk for a second? Like just 5 minutes? You don't have to be on camera. You can just be your voice. Or Sherlock, if you can explain if Cryptic can't, one of you two, I don't need long. There's the link. It can just be your voice. Because I got to hear this. So either Cryptic or Sherlock or both, hit that link. Even if it's just to explain that. Because you guys will be able to do it better than I can. Okay. All right, let me add give me 1 second. I see somebody backstage. All right. Who is this? Dee Dee? Is this Cryptic or is this Sherlock?
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Is this Cryptic?
No. Yeah.
It's
This is
cryptic.
Okay, I can hear you. All right. Can you guys in the chat
Puff
hear?
did a, honey, be quiet. This is cryptic.
You're all good. We got you loud and clear.
Pav, can you hear me now?
Yep, we're
Pav did a video on the informant, and he found that the initials were JM. And so he went through like the witness list or a huge list of names, and he found a man whose initials were JM, and he lived in like the row of apartments next to the house. Can you hear me?
Yeah, and you're referring to Mowich.
Okay. And so he assumed it was that man. He figured that guy, but just now JM, Jenna McClure, came up. So that makes much more sense. That's all I'm saying.
Well, and so
I can't hear you, though, for some reason. Okay, go ahead. Did you hear me?
Yeah, you can't hear me? That's interesting. Can you hear me now? We heard you. We heard you. If you can't hear me, okay. Chat, can you guys hear her? Obviously they can't because they were laughing about the whole honey be quiet thing. But it doesn't sound like you can hear me, Cryptic. Yeah, she's got access, so I don't know what's going on. Yeah, they all heard you. Okay. Cryptic, you can't hear me, can you?
Not knowledge. Perhaps.
We can hear you. She's got to give access to me. Okay. Okay. I don't know why that didn't work. Cryptic, if you're in the chat, we heard you. Okay. So you're referring to a Pavarotti video. It was JM. Sorry if that was short-lived. I just wanted to see if there was something that could corroborate, because didn't he show a 41-year-old male? No, don't be sorry, Cryptic. That's on me. It's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it. No worries. We heard you. That's what matters. We were laughing about how you were like, honey, be quiet. But no, okay, that's what I wanted you to kind of explain there. And so JM, but wasn't there a police report that Pav corroborated to the 41-year-old? Yeah, you did great. That's all I was wondering is that. God dang it. Pavarotti, can you do a live stream with me? This is the last time I'm asking. This is the third or fourth time. I'm not trying to fanboy out. Shit, we could even do it pre-recorded, bro. There's things like this that we gotta, the Hive and you and me, let's put the brains together. If there's any place to come and do a live, dude, it's right here. And I don't want to keep asking. Because I don't want to beg. If you don't want to do it, I'm not going to, keep doing it and being annoying.
Well, I watched them take him out.
Okay.
I don't know where.
And that was more of a just piecing everything together and
Yeah, must be.
Crap, the dog's somewhere.
Yeah, he's somewhere.
Okay. All right. Anything else you can think of?
I don't think so.
Okay. Usually in any kind of traumatic experience, even if you're not there, you know these people, this is going to hit you hard. You might think of something later on down the road. It'll pop up when you're looking at it.
That's such a good point. That's such a good point, my pug Mimi. Why would he even ask her that?
a Happy Meal or French fries or something weird, then just weigh it.
Yeah.
Don't hesitate to call us and just ask.
Okay.
You guys also have the CTC on campus, right? The Crisis Trauma Center, or what it is. I think that's what the initials are. Highly recommend you reach out to them, even if it's just to get the number and have it. This is not normal. This is not something that normal people should have to go through. So I would say reach out even when you don't think you need it,
Okay.
because that will help stem some of the things that might happen, the sleeplessness, you can get upset stomach, you can get all of that kind of stuff, and it's just not worth it.
Right.
So don't try to power through things. I guess is my point. As a cop, I've seen really bad things, and I've tried to be the macho guy, and it doesn't work. So ask for help before you think you need it. Anybody out there that still needs to be interviewed that you think that needs to be talked to sooner than later?
No more people that I know needs to be.
Okay.
I don't know if has been. He might have just walked by.
Okay.
I don't know if he's been interviewed.
Well, what I'll do is we'll go back out and you can point, because instead of me just saying, hey.
This kind of sounds like there's a lineup, doesn't it?
I don't know if has been. He might have just walked by.
Okay.
I don't know if he's been interviewed.
Well, what I'll do is
has been. He might have just walked by.
Okay.
To be.
Okay.
I don't know if has been. He might have just walked by. Needs to be.
Okay.
I don't know if has been. He might have just walked by.
Okay.
I don't know if he's been interviewed.
Well, what I'll do is we'll go back out and you can point, because instead of me just saying, hey, who's.
Yeah, I'll ask who hasn't yet, because I just
don't know that. Hey, so we're number 23.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that to anybody.
Yeah, let me just give a shout out to everybody in here too. 705 people watching and 698 likes. Let's go. That is epic. I'm checking my email too for Chrissy, Nevada. I have not heard back. But man, so we have between I don't even know how to uncover. I'm sorry, not uncover. I don't even know how to dive into what we have potentially just uncovered. Why is Jenna McClear being interviewed? There's an informant. There's somebody that might have lived there. They're going to say it's Ashlyn Couch, according to Steve G's. I've never heard of her. Well, that's interesting. Jenna pretty much lives there. Jenna's being asked, what about Murphy? I saw them take them out. Xana is wearing an Idaho sweatshirt that looks extremely similar to this sweatshirt seen on the Grub Truck release video. The Grub Truck's altered. There's a timestamp for the following day at 9:41. So, you know what? I also want to give a shout out to Sherlock Romes. Sherlock Romes said, I'm going to choose to believe the timestamps, and it was based off of something that somebody down the rabbit hole to hell. So both of you two talked about the Twitch timestamps not making sense. It's in the viewer's time zone, and if it's accurate. They just walked up. There's not a soul here. Okay? There's not a soul here. I could have swore they said Eric's car was a white car, too. That could be me misremembering. The Delta, you want to get nuts. What if the Delta's like a day, an hour, 7 minutes, and 26 seconds? Or whatever it is. What if we have to add an entire day? They're talking about parties. They're talking about this. Their house looks like a party had happened. I don't know. I'm just literally, whatever thought is coming into my head, I'm throwing into the mic right now. So shout out to everybody in here. You know, I'm not here to just motivate people and tell them, please continue to think critically, because I get it. It's probably not fun to listen to, but I think it's necessary. You guys motivate me to get on stream every day with the comments that you have. Your guys' comments and the people tuning in, we're all feeding each other. What do we want at the end of the day? We want this called out. We want this corrected. We want the truth. If this ends up being some sort of greater good doctrine, protection of people, don't hate on it. It's actually the best case scenario if this is some witness protection type operation. That is the best case. Less people died than what we were told then. And there's some shit going on behind the scenes. You can't tell me that you're going to believe the official narrative for bits and pieces of it. I think we are at a crossroads. It's all or nothing. We have to rebuild this. I've said that in the past. We have to rebuild this. Christy Nevada has put out very credible body footage or body cam footage. Body cam footage. Let me just clarify that. Right? Why does it say the day after 9:41 when the girls walk over? Why is there nobody else around? Why does this look like Xana at the corner club? Why don't we have the 1112 footage at 1:55 of the girls arriving home? Why is Jenna McClear being interviewed? No, if this was one too many Busch Lights, then we have a problem because I've had one and a sip. It makes no sense. Christina says, yes, these are raw videos. The scrub truck. I'm telling you, Dana, we need to do shirts of that. Yeah, we can't handle the truth. Somebody said Pov's in here. If he is, what up? I didn't see the comment. The other thing that I don't know if anybody's going to run with this. Can somebody look into what we just found today? Please. Please. I don't care if you discredit this. But can you look into this footage that Chrissy put out? Can you say that here in the Hive we noticed this? Can you corroborate it? Okay, we're doing all of this live. We're doing all of this live. So I would just be curious if you know, if pre-recording is your style, or if you do go live and you like to take time to research stuff, like, can somebody look into the timestamps? Like, clearly this footage seems off. Everything's blurred at the corner club. Dude, I'm convinced that I need to go to Moscow. That's what I need to do. Honestly, I need to get my ass on a plane, go hang out with Devil's Advocates, meet up with locals, and I just need to go. That's what I need to do. If anybody will even tell the truth out there. I'm so sick of this. I'll visit the Taj Mahal while I'm in Russia as well. Yeah, I'm not going to tell anybody when I go, if I go. Oh, man. What an absolute banger of a Saturday Live Hive. Care, thank you for the super chat. Care says, thank you for everything on this case. We demand the truth. Amen to that. Katie's on the case says, have you played Pov's new video with the car lock beeps? It's like 4 minutes from yesterday. No, I have not. To be honest, I haven't watched many of Pov's recent videos. The last one that I did watch was because somebody said, oh, he gave you and George Webb, props on something or said you'll like this video or something. So I wish I had time to watch more of them. Most of the stuff that I see from Pov, if I end up watching, is because like there's like an influx of people telling me to. Yeah, you can call us crazy, but we are not stupid. So play the 4-minute Pov video about the car lock beeps to close out the stream. Okay. I haven't seen it. Is it just on? Well, MMF, thank you for the super chat, says, if the cop Rosie was seeing KG and his partner helped by dropping him off all the time, the rest of the cover-up makes sense to me. This is just crazy. I agree with that. So it's a 4-minute video? Oh, right here.
Seconds for him to walk from his car, go to the door, deliver the meal, and get back to his car, and then unlock it again. All right, so that's what we'll be hearing next, right here. I just moved it forward a little bit, so let's play it. A little bit, so let's play it.
Hey, is that beer? Is that beer in your hand?
Yo,
a little bit,
what?
So let's play it. A little bit, so let's play it.
So this is Mark B originally. Thank you, Sherlock. I was just going to say that. The freaking Delta, dude.
Hey, is that beer? Is that beer in your hand? Yeah. Is that beer?
All right, so that's what we'll be hearing next, right here. I just moved it forward a little bit, so let's play it. All right, and now there's this gap where you could picture him getting out of his car, walking over to the door, maybe taking a picture of it, and then placing it there, and then walking back to his vehicle, and then we'll hear it beep some more.
I think it's Gray Hughes. Sorry.
Very quickly, and I think I had Nike in my hand when I grabbed the food because I didn't want to let go of him. And I got out of the car, and I grabbed my phone. I didn't turn it off. I didn't even shut the car door. I didn't even shut the car door. I didn't even shut the car door.
following up in the
I wonder if is it starting to seem like this was all just a giant sophisticated operation? I'm serious. The sheath looking brand new. The only tie to Koberger is from the FBI lead that they told them to treat as a tip with IGG and Othram. The funding from the NIJ. University of Idaho is about to purchase the University of Phoenix for almost $1 billion. The Pacific Northwest. This is a cesspool out there. Is the real operation really just pressure being applied to that entire region, summed up by Steve G's quote, "It's time to put Idaho on the map"? Tracy from Bama, thank you for the super chat, says, "For your body cam fund, you'll need it when you go to Moscow to visit the Taj Mahal." Yeah. You're going to see Birdie get just boom, knocked out in 4K if anybody knows when I'm there. I'll have to wear a fake mustache or something. Othram bought Web Sleuths LLC. What? So is this sophisticated operation that we know people are capable of doing? For God's sakes, anybody that says that they can't, they've read the CIA. It doesn't matter. Whatever agency you want to name for on U.S. soil, okay? There are many agencies in many countries that have the power to manipulate and influence the public to run coups, to start wars, to have cover-ups. Why would you think that this wouldn't be applied? Why do you think that that would be a stretch to be applied in this case? Maybe this entire operation, as I was saying with applying pressure to Steve G's quote of putting Idaho on the map, you want to go deep? You want to go as deep as you can go with the tinfoil hats? Were they cleaning up the area before they gave Qatar the Air Force Base? The highest level, you got Donald Trump talking about Koberger's plea deal. I don't know. Is that what they were trying to do? The entire world's eyes were on Idaho. You can't hide at WSU, the University of Idaho, anywhere out there anymore. So another motive is that. Would you have all these timestamps, the national security, the redactions, the suspect that makes no sense, the media in lockstep, the family's behaviors being odd, IGG Othram being prominent in this case? Reasonable doubt is out the window. Nobody cares. Never goes to trial. Josh Hurwitz is there. Katie on the case says, spot on, but I live for the satin foil hat. Well, we should add those to the merch store. At what point do we start to open up the realm of possibilities? A powerful family in little old Moscow, or with the kid that goes to little old Moscow, can they pull strings? Yes. Can the university pull strings? Yes. Can they manipulate the world news? Is it a coincidence that they are manipulating Little Moscow while there's how many drug busts going on in that area? I don't think it's just, a family with an attorney in a law office that Steve G refers to in his texts. This is so coordinated. There are like 4 or 5 different tentacles of the octopus that are all so neatly tied in a bow under the media. They're still not releasing stuff. When they do, it makes no sense. They got the wrong timestamps. The food truck looks weird. It looks like Xana the Bar. This is, it's going to be hard for people to believe. And people are going to get pissed off at me for saying this. But I myself have put many hours into this case too. Right? I myself have looked into anything, everything, bullshit, real shit, whatever it is. Nothing logical or normal makes sense, everybody. Can we finally, for once, use our talents, use our brains to think on a big level? Please? No frat kids are going to be able to pull this off. I would say it's a stretch that a prison gang would even be able to pull this off. Or that a merger of a university could pull this off all separately. They have to be under an umbrella of something so much larger. It's not to say that there's not sketchy shit in the frat. It's not to say there's not sketchy shit at the university. It's not to say that the prison gang's not sketchy as hell. That the roommates' parents aren't. Okay. So look at all of the sketchiness. Wouldn't that be a location that you would say, what the hell is going on there? Let's expose it. Let's put it on the map. Thank you, Elizabeth. Rico. The entire thing could have been, guys, what if this was a giant national security operation? That the front-facing story is a college town serial killer murder case that just so happens to almost replicate the BTK talking points. There's no connection to the victims. There's no stalking. Everything's hidden. You never thought about all the digital dragnet and the terabytes of data? Does that sound like one guy? Does that sound like one dude? No. I don't know what happened, but I'm really believing, and I'm going to trust my gut. We have to think so much bigger now. And if that's the role that we play just on this channel, let me reiterate, understand what this channel is. It is to look into every single angle. We don't live and die on one theory. We're okay with being wrong. We are okay with speculating. So understand what the hive is. And if that pisses you off, you're a simp. Literally. You can't think critically because you can't even understand what I'm saying right now, which is we are aware of what we're doing. So if that bothers you, go LARP, go frolic in your fairy tale land, go talk shit in your comments. But we're not afraid to think bigger. We'll think bigger. That's fine. We'll keep an open mind. We'll keep having awesome guests into our channel. We'll keep treating everybody with respect in the chat. We'll continue to run our Discord. We'll look into anything and everything. And then you want to know what? You low-key fans the low-key fans, the creators that'll shit on us for what we say and soundbite it. We know that you guys are out there. It's very obvious. I don't even want to name it. I could name a couple. I'm not into the drama with that. But at least admit that the idea came from the Hive when you got sometimes 2,800 people tuning in, all throwing comments up on the screen. Okay, can you at least admit that? You can run with the idea. You can claim it as your own, but can you at least admit that that gave you the spark? Because it's getting rather obvious. So, anyways, guys, I hope you all have a great rest of your Saturday. Tomorrow night at 7 p.m., I'm going to be back on there. I hope you all take what I have here. You run with it. Let's look into the second timeline, the Hive's timeline. Xana might have been at the Corner Club. And tomorrow night, we will dive into that. Cheers, everybody.
Birds flying high, you know how I feel. Sun in the sky, you know how I feel. Breeze drifting on by, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life.